Find the exact value of each of the following. So the first problem is sine 105 degrees. What is the exact value of sine 105? So in the unit circle, we don't see 105. It starts from 0, 30, 45, 60, and after this 90 we have 120. So 105 is not available there. Therefore, we have to write this 105 in terms of the known angles. That is, I can change it as sine 60 degrees plus 45 degrees. Sine 60 plus 45 is equal to 105, and we know the values of this is 60 and 45 by using that unit circle. Okay, now this changed into the form of a sum identity. We have those sum identities, difference identities here. Right, sum identity is sine A plus B is sine A cosine B plus cosine A sine B. So we can make use of that identity here. Let me write it down. Sine A plus B is equal to sine A cosine B plus cosine A sine B. Okay, so we have here, this is 60 degrees. Let us assume that it is A, and 45 is a B. Alright, so now sine A plus B is rewritten as sine 60 plus 45 is equal to sine A, means it is sine 60 times cosine B, that is 45, plus cosine A, that is cosine 60 sine B. B is how much? That's 45. Right. Now use your unit circle, or we know the values of this sine 60 is easy from the known values, like we know 0, 1/2, root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, and 1. So sine 0, 30, 45, 60, and sine 90, and cosine 0, cosine 30, cosine 45, 60, and 90. Right. So let me write down sine 60 value is how much? This one, square root of 3 over 2 times cosine 45 root 2 over 2 plus, now cosine 60 this way, that will be 1/2 times sine 45, that is square root of 2 over 2. Alright, now square root of 3 times square root of 2. In the numerator you can multiply to get square root of 6, and in the denominator 2 times 2 gives you 4, plus 1 times square root of 2 is a square root of 2 over 2 times 2 is 4. Now in the last step, my denominator is 4, the same denominator. Just add those two numerators, that is root 6 plus that square root of 2. Further we cannot add those two because root 6 is different from square root of 2. Hence this is my answer. That is the value of sine 105 degrees. Similarly, cosine 195. If you want to find the value of cosine 195, what do? It's cosine 195. We don't have it here in this unit circle 195. but I think you can use this is 60 and 135. 60 plus 135 is 195. So we can make use of that, or if you want, you can also use 150 plus 45. Even that will give you the result, the same answer we get. Okay, so let me write 60 plus 135. So this is cosine 195 is equal to cosine 60 degrees plus 135. Okay, now it is of the form of cosine A plus B. My formula, I have it here. Cosine A plus B is cosine A cosine B minus sine A sine B. So in this formula we will apply. For A it is 60 and B is 135. Either way that is fine. So cosine 60 times cosine 135 minus sine 60 sine 135, and find the values by referring to your unit circle and substitute and simplify to give you the answer for cosine 195. And similarly sine 75 degrees, if you want to find the value of sine, in this case it is negative 75. That's fine. So third problem, sine negative 75 degrees. So when you have that sine negative 75, how do you do that? Negative 75 from the unit circle, we have, I think the best one is 120 minus 45. The difference between 120 and 45 is 75, right? Let us see. 120 minus 45 is 75. So if you do 45 minus 120, you will get negative 75, right? So therefore this sine negative 75, you will change it to sine 45 degrees minus 120 degrees. Then make use of sine A minus B, the difference identity we have. So sine A minus B is equal to, we will write sine A cosine B minus cosine A sine B. Now write the value, substitute for A, I'll write 45 and B is 120. Same way here, cosine 45 sine 120. Find the values, refer to the unit circle and substitute, simplify. You'll get your answer. Okay, let me work out this tan 165 for you, because you are going to get a fraction in this case, and we'll simplify. I'll show you that. Tangent 165 degrees. It is equal to tan 45 plus 120, right? 45 plus 120 degrees is 165. Now we have that formula for tan A plus B. The tangent of A plus B is equal to tan A plus tan B over 1 minus tan A tan B, right? So now substitute. A is 45 and B is 120 degrees. Therefore here we have tan 45 plus 120 is equal to, I have here tan A means tan 45, this tangent, sorry, plus tan 120 over 1 minus tan 45 times tangent 120. Alright. Now let us look for the values of tangent 45 and tangent 120. Tangent 45, we know that it is equal to 1 because it is isosceles triangle, and tangent 120, let us refer to unit circle. We have for 120 degrees, your sine 120 is root 3 over 2 and the cosine 120 is a negative 1/2. So the ratio between these two, square root of 3 over 2 divided 1/2 gives us the tangent, right? Sine over cosine. The value of sine, I'll just do it up here. The sine value is the y coordinate, that is square root of 3 over 2 divide. The cosine 120 is a negative 1/2. So negative 1/2. Now numerator's denominator and denominator's denominator are the same numbers. Hence you can cancel them off, leaving behind root 3 over negative 1 can be changed to negative square root of 3. Division by 1 is same thing. So the value of this tangent 120 is negative root 3. Negative square root of 3. Okay, let us substitute. One for tangent 45 plus tangent 120 is a negative square root of 3 divide 1 minus tangent 45 is 1 times tan 120 is negative square root of 3. Okay, then the next step, what happens, let us see. 1 positive times negative is negative, 1 minus negative root 3 over 1, negative 1 times this negative root 3 will end up with a positive root 3 or 1 plus root 3. And you know that in the denominator we cannot have an irrational number, so we have to rationalize the denominator. So it is of the form of a plus b, so I should multiply by a minus b, that is 1 minus root 3 in the denominator. So on the numerator also 1 minus root 3. So let us multiply using distributive property. Okay, so you will get here 1 times 1, that is 1. 1 times negative root 3 is negative root 3. Negative root 3 times 1 is negative square root of 3. Negative root 3 times negative root 3 is positive. And you know, square root of 3 times square root of 3 is in fact square root of 9. And root of 9 is 3. So square root 3 times square root 3 is equal to just 3. And in the denominator, 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times negative root 3 is negative root 3 or minus root 3. Now root 3 times this 1 will be plus root 3. plus times minus, minus square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. Okay, we are almost there now. Here in the denominator, negative root 3 plus positive root 3, they got cancelled. That is the whole purpose of multiplying and dividing by 1 minus square root of 3. Okay, so now what happens here? Let us see. Okay, I'll move it a little bit here. Right. Now 1 plus 3 is how much? That is 4. Negative root 3, that's minus root 3 and again minus root 3. Both are having the same negative sign. Add them with a negative sign. So 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 root 3. It is just like negative x and negative x. Put them together, gives you negative 2x. Just like that. Okay. Now in the denominator, we are left with 1 minus 3. So 1 minus 3 gives you negative 2. And the last step, it is going to be 4. See, it's same, a single denominator I have, so I can split it off. Like each of the numerator can be separated, each term of the numerator, I should say. 4 over negative 2 minus, this minus sign I'm using, 2 root 3 over negative 2. So what is the result? It is 4. 4 divided negative 2 gives you negative 2, and negative root 2, 2 times square root of 3 minus 2 will be this 2 and 2 got cancelled. Negative sign also gone, becomes positive. So I can write negative 2 plus root 3. That is the value of your tangent 165. So tan 165 degrees is equal to negative 2 plus root 3, or you can also write square root of 3 minus 2. Make sure that you don't take the square root sign all the way there. Okay, so this is how we can find the values of this sine 105, cosine 195, sine of negative 75 degrees, and tangent 165 degrees. Okay, thank you.